Did you know that most fitness and nutrition advice is based on research done exclusively on men? I'm not joking. The fasting protocol that's helping your husband or boyfriend lose weight might actually be sabotaging your results. Today, I'll explore the science behind why women's bodies respond differently to fasting, exercise, and nutrition, and provide tailored recommendations based on the research of Dr. Stacy Sims, an exercise physiologist and nutrition scientist specializing in female-specific nutrition and training for health, performance, and longevity.
Dr. Stacy Sims is an exercise physiologist and nutrition scientist
whose best-selling books and over 100 peer-reviewed studies is revolutionizing how women can optimize their health, fitness, and longevity by working with their unique physiology.
By the end of this video, you'll understand why traditional fasting might be working against you, how to train for your specific hormonal profile, and the exact nutrition timing that optimizes your results. This isn't just another generic health video. This is science-based advice specifically for women's bodies. Let's start with intermittent fasting, the practice everyone seems to be recommending. Here's what the research actually shows. When men fast, they experience more parasympathetic drive, meaning better focus, improved blood glucose control, and accelerated fat loss. But for women who do extended fasting, like a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window, the research shows higher resting blood glucose, more fat storage, increased stress response, and decreased thyroid function within just 4 days.
So when we're looking at the data of fasting, again, it's pulling from the men and generalizing to the women. But when we start really looking and narrowing it down and looking at female-specific data, the type of fasting that's out there in the health and fitness world is not appropriate for women.
According to Dr. Stacy Sims, a leading women's exercise physiologist, the optimal fasting approach for women works with your circadian rhythm. Stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed, fast overnight, and then eat within 30 minutes of waking up to blunt your natural cortisol peak. This approach gives you many of the benefits of fasting without disrupting your hormonal balance. Remember, exercise itself is a stronger stimulus for autophagy than fasting, so you don't need extended fasts to get those cellular cleanup benefits. Now let's talk about the most effective exercise approach for women. Contrary to popular belief, endless cardio isn't the answer.
Walking doesn't do it. It's not a multi-directional stress. Running doesn't do it. It's not a multi-directional stress. The two biggest things for helping with bone density is resistance training and jump training.
Research shows that resistance training is absolutely essential for women at all life stages, but especially as we age. Here's why. It mobilizes abdominal fat more effectively than cardio, creates more lean muscle mass, boosting metabolism, increases crosstalk between muscle and fat tissue, preserves bone density, which women lose rapidly during menopause, and improves brain health and cognitive function. The optimal approach isn't about spending hours in the gym, it's about quality over quantity. For most women, 3 to 4 resistance training sessions per week, focusing on compound movements and progressive overload is ideal. And if you're over 40, power-based training becomes even more important. For maximum results, women should focus on compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and presses, progressive overload, gradually increasing weight, proper recovery between sessions, and protein intake timed around workouts. Your menstrual cycle creates a natural rhythm that affects your training capacity and recovery. Understanding this can transform your results. During your follicular phase, days 1 to 14, your body is more resilient to stress and can handle higher intensity training. This is when you might aim for personal records or more challenging workouts. After ovulation, during your luteal phase, days 15 to 28, your body needs more carbohydrates to fuel high-intensity workouts, and you'll need about 12% more protein to support recovery. This is when you might focus more on endurance work rather than maximal effort.
The only real thing that we need to be aware of is after ovulation, if we're going to do a high-intensity workout, we need to make sure that we have some more carbohydrate. So we're actually eating before and after, having some good carbohydrate that comes in.
The key is tracking how you feel. If you wake up feeling terrible, give yourself 10 minutes of warm-up. If your energy doesn't improve, modify your workout to focus on technique or recovery rather than pushing through. The timing of your nutrition matters just as much as what you eat, especially for women. Research shows that women benefit from eating within 30 minutes of waking to blunt cortisol, higher protein intake, especially as you age, strategic carbohydrate timing around workouts and eating in alignment with your circadian rhythm. For women over 40, protein becomes even more critical. While younger women need about 25 to 30 grams of protein post-workout, women in perimenopause or beyond need 40 to 60 grams because they become more anabolically resistant. And if you're training in the morning, having 15 to 20 grams of protein before your workout is crucial, especially for women. This prevents the breakdown of lean muscle and signals to your body that you're not in a starvation state. Let's address the cardio question once and for all. Many women spend hours on treadmills and ellipticals hoping to lose weight, but is this the best approach?
When we're looking at women who are really trying to maximize body composition change and longevity, and unfortunately default to cardio because they think, oh, that's going to help change my body composition, it's going to help me lose body fat, it doesn't.
Research shows that women should polarize their cardio training, true high-intensity interval training, 1 to 4 minutes at 80% plus effort with variable recovery, sprint interval training, 30 seconds all-out effort with 2 to 3 minutes recovery, and low-intensity recovery work, walking, light cycling, or swimming. What you should avoid is the moderate intensity trap, those 45 to 60-minute sessions at a challenging but sustainable pace. This zone increases cortisol without providing enough stimulus for meaningful adaptation, especially for women in perimenopause or beyond. For optimal results, limit true HIIT sessions to 2 to 3 times per week and keep them short. Quality over quantity is key. A 20-minute properly executed HIIT session is far more effective than an hour of moderate intensity work. The supplement industry is a minefield of questionable claims. Let's focus on what actually works for women based on scientific evidence. For most women, these supplements show the strongest evidence. Creatine, 3 to 5 grams daily, improves strength, power, and even cognitive function. Protein, high-quality sources timed strategically throughout the day. Iron, especially important during menstruation, but should be cycled and tested.
Always talk about the fact that women often sit on the low end of normal, and so they're never actually going to get help from their physician. So they can look at cycling their iron intake according to their menstrual cycle. So low hormone phase, every other day, first thing in the morning when hepcidin is low. Then after ovulation, because we have this immune system change and pro-inflammatory responses, we also have an uptick in hepcidin, harder to absorb iron.
Vitamin D, critical for bone health, immune function, and hormonal balance, and magnesium, supports sleep, muscle recovery, and stress management. For women in perimenopause, adaptogens like rhodiola can help counter cortisol and support stress management. For postmenopausal women, ashwagandha may be more beneficial as it works on multiple layers of stress response. And contrary to popular marketing, most women don't need specialized female pre-workouts or fat burners. These often contain ineffective doses of ingredients or unnecessary stimulants. Temperature therapies like cold plunges and saunas are trending, but do they affect women differently than men? Research shows that women respond better to heat than extreme cold, while men might benefit from ice-cold exposure, 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 to 5 degrees Celsius. Women do better with moderately cold water around 55 to 56 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. This temperature is cold enough to stimulate benefits without causing the severe constriction that can be counterproductive for women. For most women, traditional saunas, not infrared, show the strongest benefits: improved insulin and glucose control, better cardiovascular responses, reduced hot flashes and night sweats during perimenopause, enhanced serotonin production from the gut, and improved temperature regulation. If you're going to incorporate temperature therapies, aim for 2 to 3 sauna sessions per week at 170 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 to 90 degrees Celsius, for 15 to 20 minutes, or moderate cold exposure at temperatures that feel challenging but not painfully cold. Your approach should evolve as you move through different hormonal phases of life. During your reproductive years, focus on training in alignment with your cycle, building strength and muscle foundation, and developing good nutritional habits. During perimenopause, mid-40s to early 50s, increase resistance training frequency and intensity, focus on power-based movements, increase protein intake to 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight, and consider adaptogens like rhodiola or ashwagandha. Postmenopause, prioritize heavy resistance training, 6 to 8 rep range. Add impact training like jumping for bone density, further increase protein to combat anabolic resistance, and consider creatine supplementation, 3 to 5 grams daily. Sleep is the foundation of hormonal health, yet women face unique challenges with sleep throughout their lives. Women need different sleep strategies based on their hormonal status. During menstruation, prioritize iron-rich foods to combat fatigue. During luteal phase, increase magnesium intake to improve sleep quality. During perimenopause, address night sweats with temperature regulation strategies. And postmenopause, focus on consistent sleep and wake times to regulate circadian rhythm. For all women, these evidence-based strategies improve sleep quality. Limit blue light exposure 2 to 3 hours before bed. Keep your bedroom cool. 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius is optimal. Consider magnesium glycinate, 200 to 400 milligrams, before bed and practice parasympathetic activation through deep breathing or yoga nidra. Remember that women are more susceptible to sleep disruption from stress than men, making stress management techniques particularly important for female sleep quality. Your gut microbiome plays a crucial role in hormonal health, and this connection is particularly important for women. Research shows that 95% of serotonin is produced in the gut. Your gut microbiome helps regulate estrogen levels, hormonal shifts during perimenopause, change gut bacteria composition, and certain probiotics can help reduce PMS symptoms. To support your gut hormone connection, eat a diverse range of plant foods. Aim for 30+ different plants weekly. Include fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut. Consider specific probiotic strains like Lactobacillus rhamnosus, and reduce ultra-processed foods that disrupt gut bacteria. Stay adequately hydrated throughout the day. This gut hormone connection becomes even more important during perimenopause, when declining estrogen levels can reduce gut microbiome diversity, potentially contributing to weight gain and mood changes. The fitness and nutrition industry has been giving women the wrong advice for decades by applying male-based research to female bodies. By understanding your unique physiology, you can work with your hormones instead of against them. If you've been struggling with your health, energy, or body composition despite doing everything right, this could be why. Your body isn't broken. You've just been following advice that wasn't designed for you. I'd love to know, what part of this information surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more evidence-based women's health content. Thank you for watching.